For most homeowners, a mansionette is the ultimate home for their future lives. But how do you get one? How do you put up one? What do you need to know about it? What do you need to know about mansionettes from the beginning of your construction to the end until you move into your house? Well, this is what we're demystifying today, so you don't want to miss out. Welcome to The Realtor. I'm Karante Daniel, and today it's all about mansionettes. On this show, we always ensure we bring you experts in the industry right here in the country to give you more information about how you can make your dreams come true, specifically in regards to high-end mansionettes. So let's welcome our guest. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Yes, I'm Joseph Mwanzia, project manager at Pacific Realty Investment. Pacific Realty Investment, it's a contractor firm. Mostly we have major in construction of mansionettes, bungalows, commercial buildings, things like schools, hospitals. So mostly we are in construction.
All right. Well, today we are in this humongous mansionette, if I may call it that. Tell us about the mansionette sector right here in Kenya. What's currently happening? And maybe for the viewers who do not understand, what do you define as a mansionette?
Yeah, a mansionette, we can say it's a high-level building. Like you have the ground floor, first floor. Like this one, we have it's a ground floor, first floor, and the attic. So it's in Runda Mwasibu. Runda Mwasibu, it's in off the Ndigwa Road, Kiambu Road. Yeah, so it's a 6-bedroom mansionette with a bar. It's a bar with an open kitchen. That's American style. That's majorly what's in it.
So a mansionette is, as per your explanation, a place whereby we can say your dreams come true in terms of living. As you've mentioned, we can have a bar, we can have a large open kitchen. So this is basically a big house with all the high-end amenities that one could think of.
Yes.
All right. So are more people leaning towards this? Maybe as a project manager, you would have information to tell us about it. What's the rate? What's the direction in the country?
Sorry?
What's the direction in the country? Are more people willing to uptake mansionettes in the country?
Yeah. I can say most of the people right now, they are willing to go for mansionettes in the urban areas. Like in Nairobi, mostly, most of the people are going for mansionettes because of the size of lands. Because if you are doing something like a bungalow will take a large space, yes, which needs a big space, that is a land to be big, maybe acreages. Mm-hmm. But in Nairobi, right now you can't get a land which is more than a quarter. Yes. Uh-huh. So a mansionette, you can have a design which suits all those areas. Mm-hmm. Yes, just a small size land can suit just a big mansionette because you are going high. You are not going...
Well, we have mentioned where we are, and maybe one of the questions that our viewers may have, what's the process of putting up a mansionette? Let's take, for example, in this area where we are.
Yeah, putting up a mansionette, you need the professionals. Like now the Pacific Realty Investment. You need the architect, you need the quantity surveyor, you need the engineer, you need the project manager. So when you come to us first, we take you through the initiation process. That is, as a project manager, I meet the customer first. I get to understand what he needs, what are the dream he or she wants to have. Then now of that, now I incorporate all the professionals. As a project manager, the main objective of my work is incorporating all the professionals needed. That is the architect, because after getting to know what the customer wants, I love now to read the architect. That is, after reaching the architect, now we'll do the design as per the customer's dream. Yes. Now after doing the architectural plans, that is the architectural design, engineer comes in. Because a mansionette like this one, you need the structural designs. You need to know what type of steel are you going to use in this column, what type of steel are you going to use on the slab. So that's where the engineer comes in. Now, after we have
the stability of the house, sorry for cutting you short, to ensure the stability of the...
Sure. Then after having these two drawings, that's the architectural and structural drawings now, the QS comes in. The QS, I mean the quantity surveyor, who will do the costing of this house. The costing of this house will be done as per now the customer's budget. Now, after we have all these documents now, we go ahead to the approval process, which we take through our customers. Approval stages, we have now to the county council. For example, in an estate like this one, in Rundamwasibu, they do approve for themselves. Then after approving them, if they approve the drawings, now you go ahead to the county approvals.
The government approvals. Let's go back to these first approvals that you have mentioned. Who approves this particular? You said that the area that you're putting up your unit, they have to approve it. Who are we talking about here? Is it the association that is in the area, or who specifically?
For example, in an estate like Rundamwasibu, they have a committee which have all the professionals. Because in an estate like this one, they have only 4 designs which they have approved to be built in this area. So anything you are building must be as per their guidelines. So when I do the drawing, or when our architect does the drawing, they have first to check on it to see if it's as per their guidelines of their guidelines in the estate. Then now, if they approve it,
that's when to the government officials. Would you say this is a good thing or a bad thing as per your experience as a project manager? Is it good that such a gated community gets a say to a certain extent of the type of unit that you can put up?
As per me, I think it's not bad. It's a good thing because you will not have all types of buildings in the estate. Yeah, it's like you have only 4 designs in the estate, which means they have done as per the government standards. Yeah, so I guess it's a good thing. You can't do a shanty thing in the estate.
So that means if I'm putting up a mansionette, I don't expect to see rentals next to me or even a funny looking building next to me. Sure. So some certain standards are maintained. Yes. All right. Let's talk about the cost of construction. Is it true to say that mansionettes are expensive, or what's your thought on that?
No. As per me, I think mansionettes are not expensive. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Could you break it down? Because it's a myth that most clients or future clients may have, thinking that such a huge building may have a big cost implication.
When you come to a specific realty investment, we help you break down these the costs, which most of people say like mansionettes are very expensive. We have done mansionettes to up to 3 million, 4 million. So it's all about the design. It's all about the design and the spaces you want inside. Yes, you can incorporate all these things as our architects that can incorporate all these things to have a small mansionette, which is as per the customers'
wishes and dreams. Uh-huh. Do you advise clients on this specifically?
Yes.
All right.
I advise customers to go mostly on mansionettes. For example, mostly in Nairobi, you can go in with the mansionettes, where you have small tranches of land, 50 by 100, 30 by 60, 40 by 60, 40 by 80. We have designed and we have built in those lands. You get the customer have the parking space, you have a backyard in that small size of land.
So design really matters, and you have the experts to advise the client on that. What are some of the challenges that you have met as a project manager when coming up with this building?
Okay, challenges come and they are good. I help someone to get more experience. In construction, the challenges which mostly we encounter are like the cost challenges. Like we get the funds of the customer, because you see we work as per the customer's funds. The customer is the financier in this case. So with this is the customer who is financing the project. So you might find at some point the funds are few. It's like he doesn't have the funds. No, right. Yes, so you are forced to maybe stop the construction or suspend for some time as it comes back. I find at some points For example, we have stopped a house, let's say in January, but by mid that year, things have changed in Kenya. Yeah, like right now, cost of steel is very high, so you are forced to go back to the customer
and asking for a bit more. But these are situations that are outside or are external, and you cannot really do with them. Do you get challenges? We mentioned earlier about the local associations in gated communities. Do you get challenges with that? Maybe with your architect presenting their drawings to them?
We don't get any challenges to our architects presenting our drawings to maybe to Runda Mwasibu community, because our guys are professionals, the same as the Runda Mwasibu professional, that's the architects, engineers. Yeah, so they interact, they come up with something good.
So you counter that by ensuring you use professionals who are up to the standard that is required.
Yeah.
All right. Mansionettes are also looked at as the final houses for most people. Like if I put up a mansionette, probably that's where I want to live for the rest of my life to a certain extent. Would you say these are most of the clients that you have that want their final or last place of living to be this mansionette?
Most of them, they build mansionettes to be their future homes. But some of them also, they build the mansionettes for reselling. Get it? So that you build a mansionette, then it's like for business. It's like you are doing business. So that's why we introduced a subsidiary company called the Pacific Projects, where we build mansionettes as per the customer's dream, as a customer dream, the choice. Then now we sell them afterwards. So the same happens with our customers. The customer comes, he needs a house like this one. Then after we complete, now he lives like 2 to 3 months. He sells it, now he buys somewhere else, now build again. Yeah.
So not only can you buy it as your future home, or build it as your future home, you can also build it as an investment and make a few shillings out of it when you sell it. All right. Maybe before we get to see this awesome building that you're currently handling, maybe you can advise the clients your last thoughts or your final thoughts. If they want to put up a mansionette such as this, what would you tell them to look out for?
The advice I can give the customers who want the future customers, anyone who wants to get into construction, is look for professionals. Don't take shortcuts. Don't go for the fundis around. Look for professionals. With the professionals, like an architect, will give you now the drawing itself. So from the drawing, you can know now what is this. Where is the sitting room? Where is the dining? Where is the kitchen? Where is the master bedroom? How big is this house? It will also give you the visuals, the 3D visuals. So you can you'll be able to know after completion of this house, this is how it will look like. So with professionals, and now someone like a QS, quantity surveyor, will break down the cost. Will let you know foundation will cost this, substructure will be this way, superstructure will be this, walling with this will be this high. So with that, you can be able to plan your cost.
Even financially?
Yeah, financially you'll be able to plan it. And now, when you come to a contractor, he will give you a quality work. And then we sign a contract.
Ensures everything stays as per the agreement. All right, well, this sounds very exciting, and I can wait for our viewers to get a glimpse of a mansionette that's currently under construction. So we take a short break, but when we come back, let's see what a mansionette looks like from the inside and out.
You are watching
Munisikize. Kwanza nataka kusema jambo moja. Tumepata mgeni ambaye anaitwa Beatrice, ameingia kwenye kikundi hiki. Mnafurahia? Huyu ndio dada Beatrice. Japo kuwa kuna mama tu mmoja anaitwa What? Elvis, come here.
Washer Ultra Detergent, unlike your ordinary washing powder, is formulated with 3D enzyme action designed to remove stain, kill germs, and make your laundry super clean. With ultra concentration for that one handful wash, plus a smooth fragrance to put a smile on your face.
Kuna uchafu kwenye nguo zangu, ninashindwa nitafanya vipi? Kuna suluhisho moja ya ajabu, na ni nini kama si washa?
So a lot of materials on site. So this is still under construction.
Yes, it's still under construction in the finished part. Now, as you can see, we have done the plaster, the undercoat is done. Now this is the gypsum, which is done. It's a decorative gypsum. Now we are doing the tiling.
The tiling, yes, I can see a lot of tiles here.
Yeah, that's why we have covered now this one to avoid now scratching the tiles, which already we have done. Yes.
Maybe we can start with, because I've seen a lot of materials. Where do you source some of these materials that you use? I can see tiles here, I can see some wooden doors, and maybe a bit of steel here and there. Where do you source these materials?
The materials we source locally within the country. Like these tiles, we have, as you can see, we have these tripod, which are sourced locally in Kenya. There is like this one, which is bigger. It's from Saj Ceramics. It's along Mombasa Road. So most of all of our materials, we don't import anything. We source them locally.
That's building the local industry. There is a trend that I've noticed. We have bigger and longer tiles apart from the traditional smaller sized ones. This is a big thing now.
Nowadays, the tiling companies or the tiling guys, they have introduced different sizes, different types of tiles. For example, in this house, we have done 20 by 95. That is 20 millimeters by 200 millimeters by 950 millimeters, which is a long one.
A long tile.
Yes. That one, it came with a subsidy of the wooden tile.
It has the wooden feel, yes. Or rather the texture.
Yes, because when you check in cost-wise, the wood packet is very high. Yeah, which is most of people can't treat that.
So the tile is a substitute that not only looks like the wood, but is a bit cost-friendlier. Yes. All right. Is it suitable for certain spaces of the house or everywhere?
Yes, it's suitable for everywhere. Yes, they have brought different feels. Like for the wet areas like toilets, the kitchen, they are rough tiles.
For some grip purposes when walking.
Sure.
Let's talk about the windows, glass and steel. Still locally sourced?
Yes.
There is a trend to use glass that's nowadays, should I call it reflective or non-reflective? When I'm outside, I cannot see what's inside, or a certain shade of a tint.
For the windows, during the design phase, we advise our customers, if you want more light, natural light, because nowadays people are going greener. Now, if you want the natural lighting, now we advise we do a big windows, which are starting from the low
level of the courses.
So that's why we are going ahead to get a big windows for natural lighting during the day. So during the day you don't need to put on the
to switch on your lights.
Yes, and also on the grilling part, All our metals we get locally. We get the local welders, but now the design of the grill is the customer's choice. We give a customer a couple of choices. He or she chooses what he wants or she wants. Now then the welder comes up with that design. On the window panes, we have many types of window panes. We have the clear ones, which are traditionally used. We have now one-way. It's called one-way. That is like a one-way gray. Is the one we see as if it's reflective. It's called one-way gray. That is one-way blue. By the name one-way means when you are outside during the day, you cannot see inside. But when you are inside, you can clearly see outside. But at night, it works vice versa.
When you're outside, that's why it's visible.
That one goes, we advise our customers that the one way to go to all main windows, like the lounge, bedrooms, because those ones you can do a curtain.
Yes.
But on the toilet window panes, you can do something called victory. It's obscure. You can't see either way, regardless of the time. Inside you can, when you're inside you can see outside, when you're outside you can see inside. It's an obvious. With that one you can do, it's no need of doing a curtain. So that one we advise our customer to do in the toilets and maybe the long windows for the staircase.
All right. Something about constructing mansionettes, we have a floor above us. Traditionally, we will just plaster the ceiling, but in this case, I can see gypsum attached to the slab above us. How does that work?
Okay, when you want aesthetically, the gypsum, you can do any design. So that's why we advise our customers. If you need something better in the sitting room, for example, that's why we have, during now the initiation phase, we tell our customers the finishes we offer, because in construction, we have 3 types of finishes which we use in costing our buildings. So in semi-executive finishes and the premium finishes like this one, all the ceilings, we have done gypsum ceiling, which is decorative. With gypsum ceiling, give the customer a chance to choose any design he or she wishes. So you can do any design. There will be downlighters everywhere. You can do the colored, you can do the snake lights. So with the gypsum, we'll give you a wider face of decorating the ceiling instead of just having a plain ceiling.
Which the slab provides, just a plain ceiling. So we have 6 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms down, and let's go to the upper floor. Does having a floor on top have any challenges in terms of the finishing?
It doesn't have any challenges in terms of finishes, but also gives a wider, we can say privacy, because we can say now the first floor is just a family floor. In this house, the first floor is just the family room, master bedroom, and 2 bedrooms.
All right. So a level of privacy and maybe even a level of security. You can be up there in case anything is happening down here. Let's go to the roofing. Definitely a mansionette is a bigger house. The roofing is much higher up. Any differences in it, between it and a bungalow maybe, or any challenges?
It doesn't have any challenges. In regard to roofing, I can say no challenges. Yeah. In mansionette, you use just lesser wood timber, lesser, because it's a compact.
It doesn't spread out as a bungalow would.
So compared with the bungalow, even bungalow in cost-wise in roofing, bungalow will be more costly. Yeah.
There's something I forgot just before we went to the upper area of the house, the stairway. It seems to serve as both functional, of course, to access the top, but also very decorative in mansionettes. How does that work?
For the staircase in mansionette, a staircase will work as more decorative in such a way that you can do the big long glass. So from outside, the house will be aesthetic. Yes. And
from inside, of course, functional, providing access to the upstairs. All right. Well, this is quite a spacious house, as we mentioned. I'm glad you have demystified the building of mansionettes right here in the country, and also offered the clients a better perspective as to how to put up one. Let's talk about the outside of the house. We have talked much about the inside. Let's talk about the outside. Tell us what you do for the outside, maybe starting from the perimeter wall, maybe a garden, a garage. What are the options for a mansionette?
For a mansionette, for our customers, we do a perimeter wall, but that comes as a different contract. We agree with the customer if we want a perimeter wall. So our perimeter walls comes as a package, which is the perimeter wall, the gate, razor wire for security. Then we do a simple landscaping around the house.
Of course, to beautify the environment.
We demarcate now the driveway, the parking part, and now the green area. So that's one we offer to our customers. A place like here in Runamasibu, the compound will do cabros.
All right. So we'll have cabros and a green area for some areas, for some places. Of course, the garage. How about a gazebo? Does that happen sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes if the customer wants a gazebo, we do the design. Then we construct it on site.
Well, we're almost coming to the end of the show. Maybe your last parting shot about mansionettes for your future clients and for our viewers who maybe this is their dream house in the future. They want a big house.
I can advise our customers. It will all depend on the size of land and the amount of money you have. If you have a bigger size of land, you can go for a bungalow. If you have a smaller size of land, you can come to us. We'll be able to design it a good mansionette as per your budget. So no one should fear the cost of mansionette or go to bungalows because he thinks mansionettes are expensive. I think mansionettes are not expensive. It's all about the design. It's all about the budget you have. So we can work with your budget. A specific relative investment, we work with the customer's budget to give him or her what he or she wants. And we advise you further. So when you visit our offices, we'll be able to advise you on which way to go. If you have a small size of land, definitely it's good you go for a mansionette because it won't take much of your space. Yeah. Sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to see this mansionette in construction and to give our viewers a few ideas as to how to go about their dream houses in case this is one for them. Thank you very much. Well, viewers, we have come to the end of another exciting episode of The Realtor. Hope you've enjoyed this one. If this is your dream house that is a mansionette, I'm sure you now have an idea of how to go about it. Keep it tuned right here. Until next time, see you then.